inch closer? Do you have an idea of when he may?
I just asked playing or not. We didn't do anything today, so I'm assuming that he'll just stay on the same, hopefully path of progress, and hopefully feel better and better as we, inch towards next week's games.
Jared closer to 100%, Brad?
Yeah, he's ready to go.
So Jared's been through a lot with whatever's gone on with him the last couple of days in terms of the IV and whatever, but you say he was really fatigued the other night. Have you gotten a sense that he's kind of...
Yeah, he looks to me like he's got a different bounce as far as, when he came in today. The other day, he didn't even walk through. He sat and watched, but today he walked through. We did a little jog through here about half hour, 45 minutes ago, so he should be good to go, and he looked good.
You talk about what Evan Turner has brought to the team this year.
I think Evan Turner's been really good since he's been here. And the thing that I've said all along is that he's a jack of all trades. He does a lot of good things for our team. And the other thing is he just loves the game. And I really appreciate that about him. I appreciate a guy that every single day, practice or game, is really into it, really into improving, really into watching it, really into talking about it. It's just important to him. And so he's done a great job. I'm really happy for him because we really value what he brings to the table.
You seem really comfortable when he's in the game and he's got the ball.
Yeah, I would say that with any of our guys that have the ball, but I think that certainly, I've known Evan for a long time. I didn't know him great in high school. I didn't know him great when he was in college, but he played for my first boss, so I know a lot about him. I know what he's made of. He's just a great basketball guy, and so to me, you always enjoy having guys like that on your team, and then you have to earn being comfortable with your play, and he's done a good job of that.
He's really improved his scoring efficiency over the last couple of months. What kind of talks have you had with him about that? And is that just picking his spots better?
None.
Is that just picking his spots better?
Yeah, I think he's older, Jay. He's figured out our system. He's figured out where his spots are. He's always been a confident person as far as playing the game. But we're asking him to do a whole heck of a lot. And again, it's a totally new system last year when he first got here. So, the thing about Evan is he's always doing it with the intent of helping your team. And so that's the best thing that I could say probably. And then as far as efficiency goes, I just think it becomes something you gain with experience if you're committed to playing good basketball.
He said he tries to push himself even harder down the stretch. Is that something that you've noticed?
I think he pushes himself pretty hard all the time. He's always been a good down the stretch player. I mean, my first year here, we were playing Philly and he beat us on a kind of a spinning move in the lane where he took contact and somehow threw it up. I lived in Indianapolis when he hit that shot for Ohio State to beat Michigan from about 40 feet away. The guy's always had a knack for making big plays and making big shots, and so that's another reason why he enjoys those moments. I don't know if it means he's going harder or not. I think that he goes pretty hard all the time.
Talking about a love of the game, how contagious is that?
Yeah, I think that's an important trait. I know it's easy to talk about. I mean, you would think that, or you would assume that everybody at this level would, right? But I think that there's different levels of that. It varies person to person, and the guys that have kind of that undying passion for the game, that'll, like I've said before, he'll go to a high school game on the road. He'll go to a college game on the road. He'll talk about some, small conference college game he was watching the night before on TV to an NBA game he was watching the night before. And just getting people talking about basketball, thinking about basketball, and having that kind of passion about it, I think is contagious.
How are you able to have him overcome his shyness?
Oh, I don't think I've had anything to do with that. He's a fun personality.
There was this stat that came out of the Sloan conference that Avery Bradley and Jared Sullinger are the best pick and roll duo when going over, or when Avery goes over. How important are those stats to you, and how much do you value those? What's that?
Is it right?
I think so. I assume it's right.
Oh yeah,
It's from last year.
It's from last year?
Yeah, last year.
So I've never heard that. Yeah.
Are things like that important to you versus how much other, how much is it to?
It's important to improve in the areas we need to improve. It's important to use data that is relative to that. If somebody is killing us by going over, over and over and over, then we better adjust regardless of what the stats say. You know, if they're not, you know, our system is to go over in most of those scenarios. So they get a lot of reps at that. That's what they do, and they're both good defenders. Sully's very good as far as understanding the depth which he needs to be in the pick and roll. That's improved quite a bit in the last couple of years. And his, you know, ability to deflect passes and those type of things is very smart. He's able to call things out quickly. And then Avery is, you know, I think we all would think that Avery is one of the better players in the league into the ball and directing the ball. And so it would make sense that they would be considered in that regard. But I'd not seen that stat per se.
When you're deciding things like that, whether you go over or under, is it more important what you guys do well, or is it more important what the other team does?
I think you have a system, you play to your system, and then you adjust accordingly.
Brad, Houston and Boston are the top two teams in terms of forcing turnovers. Do you see any similarities in terms of their tenacity?
Well, I think first of all, their length and athleticism is huge. They're very good. They're very aggressive. They switch a lot. Ariza is a big part of this. Corey Brewer's a big part of this. They get tips, they get deflections, they get leak out baskets. And I think we both have scored off of those in the games that I've watched, at least of theirs. And certainly, you know, our biggest runs have been off of our conversion points off forcing turnovers. So I think that it's certainly important to take care of the ball. You know, that's a key for us every night. Probably especially so tonight.
Brad, are there other things you missed about this time of year when you're the conference tournaments and everything are going on, and you're able to catch them?
You know what? I have them on. I don't see. You know, sometimes I'll watch the last couple of minutes of a game if it's close or whatever the case may be. But and obviously I follow the teams that I'm most invested in. But you know, for the most part, I'm so excited for my friends to get a chance to participate in that tournament next week. I really do feel like there's a small part of you that certainly that rush of being in the NCAA tournament and hearing your name called, but I really feel like I lived that to an unbelievable extent that was really fortunate to do so, and that was a part of my life. So I'm not inundated by the games right now, but I'm paying more attention to my friends, and I do hope every one of them makes it because it is a special opportunity.
You're about the UConn deal?
I did. Saw the highlight. Can't comment on specific plays. It was a pretty incredible game. Pretty incredible. That's what March is all about.
You gonna steal that play?
Can't talk about that. All right, see you.
Thanks.